Hello and welcome again. In today's lecture, we will overview and review of the casting processes. In the past 15 lectures, we have studied. In the past 15 lectures, we have studied about different manufacturing processes, and we have elaborated all the aspects and all the applications and factors that are involved in casting processes. Now, just for a look and just for the review, we will again discuss the casting in brief. So, as we have already seen, as we have already discussed the casting processes. Now uh, you can see just a moment. Okay, so this is casting processes and some problems there. Okay, so we have got review of casting processes. So what casting processes, what special casting methods we have done earlier, we have studied in detail, and today I'll be discussing about all these special casting methods in brief. Just for a review, what was the shelf mold casting, investment casting, permanent mold casting, pressure die casting, and centrifugal casting. These are some important special casting methods that are often asked in various exams, including MBU and various other competitive exams. So today we'll be discussing these types of special casting methods in brief, and of course their application and their advantages and disadvantages. So shell mold casting, as we earlier have explained in detail, these uh, we have a shell in which we uh, pour the molten metal. You can see curved shell halves, backing material, flask, camps. As we discussed earlier, shell mold casting is in which we have a cavity created by plastic materials, and those are called shell mold casting. Rather than direct rather than direct cavity or made by molding sand, we have here shell shells of plastic materials and molten metal is poured into that. So this is backing material and this is supporting material. So in normal casting, we have these molding sand here, but here in case we are having some different materials, and front material is plastic material, of course. Pattern rotated and clamped to dump box, pattern dump box rotated, pattern dump box rotated, pattern is shell removed from dump box. So this is the shell mold casting, and applications are small mechanical parts requiring high precision such as gear, housing, cylinder heads and connecting rods. These are automobile parts and mechanical parts that are basically made by shell mold casting. Small, uh, we have gear housings, uh, covers and protective gears. The covers and the outer shell of the gears are made by shell mold casting. Then we have cylinder heads. We know cylinders are used in automobiles, so these are the heads that are made by shell mold casting. Then we have connecting rods, again used in automobiles. We have made by shell mold casting. Then this is the application. So this is expandable pattern casting. So we can see here we have the pattern expands, and we have polystyrene patterns and supported sand. This pattern is again the pattern, the molding sand, flow of molding sand to molten metal is being poured into the cavity, and this way we have got expandable pattern casting. Now applications are of expandable pattern casting: cylinder heads, crankshafts, brake components and manifolds, machine bases, etc. are done by expandable pattern casting. Cylinder heads again these were made by shell mold casting also, but we have big uh, and very good quality cylinder heads. We can make expandable pattern casting. Then crankshafts, brake components, and manifolds and machine bases, etc., are made by expandable pattern casting. All engine blocks and other components of GM Saturn automobiles are made by this pattern process. So this is GM Motors. GM Saturn automobiles are made by this process. So they are then casting. GM Motors Saturn automobiles are casting of casting facility of GM Motors. So they also use expandable pattern casting for making all types of shell, all types of uh, automobile components. Now we have plaster mold, ceramic mold casting. So this is the overview of plastic mold and ceramic mold. Plaster of Paris, CSO4, calcium sulfate, top, tab, silica, floor, ceramic. This is slurry, silica, powdered zircon. This is the basically plaster mold slurry. This is POP material that is used for making pattern and mold. The slurry form a shell over the pattern, dried in a low temperature over, remove pattern, packed by clay, packed, burn off white volatiles, baked, burn off volatiles, cast the material, break mold part. So this is plaster mold or ceramic mold casting. Then we have applications are this plaster, as I earlier told, plaster mold and ceramic mold castings are good at surface finish. So we use impeller blades, turbines, cutters for machining operations, dies for metalworking, and molds for making plastic or rubber components. So we have application where we have to find where we have to make very good surface finish parts. So these are made by plaster mold or ceramic mold casting. Impeller blades, turbines, cutters for machining operations, dies for metalworkings, and molds for making metals or rubber components. Now, this is investment costing, that lost wax costing. Also, we have told earlier studies in which the wax is lost and there is no recovery of the pattern. That's why it's called lost wax or investment casting. So, these are the parts that are made by investment castings. We can see these are some components of uh, automobiles and other machineries. Special parts are there. These are precision investment casting. So again, these are precision torque converter castings, thin walled investment casting, rope pulley for a commuter aircraft, investment casting for instrument frames. So these are the applications of investment casting. Then we have permanent cold casting. The we have the basic structure, how this basic method, how this permanent mode casting is done. Then we have permanent mode casting features, then metal mode casting, gravity die casting, applications, brake system, approximately 2.5 kg, then application brake system 750 kilograms, 750 grams, that is 0.75 kgf. This is the application brake set, and then this is weight. So again, another application is there. We have transmission 3 gearbox. Then we have transmission 3 gearbox cover, approximately 1.5 to 3 kilos of weight, is done by investment cast metal mold sheet casting. And then this is pressure die casting, hot chamber casting, cold chamber casting, hot chamber casting, cold chamber casting. Then pressure die casting, automotive components. Then centrifugal casting, cylinder lines, piston rings, and other pipes, etc., are made by centrifugal casting. So this is centrifugal casting. If you are already studied, we have already explained in detail what is the centrifugal casting. So this is the summary of process capabilities. This is sand casting, evaporative casting, investment casting, gravity die casting, low pressure die casting, and high pressure die casting. So we have alloy rails. In sand casting, we can almost cast any alloy and metal. And same is the case with evaporative and investment too. In these type of casting, we normally can take any ferrous or non-ferrous metals or alloy. And but in gravity die casting, low pressure die casting and high pressure die casting, we don't have the facility to cast ferrous metals and alloys. So these are basically used gravity die, low pressure and high pressure are used by non-ferrous metals like brass, like aluminum, silver, and other non-ferrous metals and alloys. So we can see pressure range is in sand casting, weight range. We can sand cast up to 100,000 or 1 lakh kilos. That means any shape and any size can be casted by sand casting. Then we have evaporative casting 5,000 kilos, investment casting 250 kgs, and gravity die casting we have up to 70 kilos. For non-ferrous, low pressure 25 kilos and also high pressure up to 25 kgs. So these are the weight range for normal casting processes. Economic quantity 1 to 100,000, that is sand casting. So 100,000 plus evaporative casting. If we have to make parts more than 100,000, more than 1,000 per day or per week or per month, then we will choose evaporative investment, low pressure or low pressure die casting. But we have to make 5,000 or more, we will have high pressure die casting, and we have to make uh, parts in the range of 100,000, that is 1 lakh. So we'll be taking, and the weight is very high, then we'll be opting for sand casting, because in sand casting weight as well as quantity can vary. So we can take sand casting for any process, for ferrous or non-ferrous, and for any number of quantities 1 to 1,000, 1 to 1 lakh, and also weight range could be 100 grams to 100,000 या 1 lakh kgs. So this is the sand casting process that can be applied almost everywhere. And thin section, you can see this is the section of walls that is greater than 5, and also surface finish is very good in microns, given in microns 6.3 to 25 microns. And dimensional accuracy is a question mark on this sand casting. So dimensional accuracy is not, definitely not good in sand casting. But if we don't need sand cast, if we don't need good dimensional accuracy, we can choose sand casting for any process of any type. And where we need good sand casting and 1000 plus parts, we have to choose evaporative methods, then investment methods, good sand, good dimensional accuracy, and good surface finish also. So gravity die casting is also very good and very at dimensional accuracy. So we can find perfect shape and size in gravity, low pressure and high pressure die casting, and also in investment and evaporative castings. So these two are used for any material, whereas the last three are used for only non-ferrous metals and alloys. So these are the advantages and different casting processes, advantages, disadvantages, and examples. This is summarized. And once again, I repeat: sand, shell, expandable, plaster, ceramic, investment, permanent, die, and centrifugal. Advantages: many metals, any size, any shape. We are discussing time and again about the sand casting, then shell mold casting, better abrasive, good finish, good surface finish, high production rate, then expandable pattern. We have wide range of metals, sizes, and shapes. Then we have plaster mold, complex shape, good surface finish, then ceramic, also complex, high accuracy, good surface finish, investment, complex shape, excellent finish, then permanent, good surface finish, and low porosity, high production rate, then die, excellent dimensional accuracy, then we have centrifugal, large centrifugal cylindrical parts, good quantities. Disadvantages are sand casting, poor surface finish, and tolerance. We just discussed, and examples are Engine blocks, cylinder heads, limited part size for shell mold casting disadvantage, connecting rods, gear housing. Then we have expandable pattern, have low strength, and cylinder heads and brake components, small components. Then we have plaster molds, non-ferrous metal, low production rate, prototype of mechanical parts. Then small sizes, ceramic molds, then impellers. Then investment casting, we produce small parts and expensive like jewelry, ornaments, etc. And then permanent mold casting, it is costly mold, simpler shapes only, and gears, gear housing, etc. Then costly dies, small parts, non-ferrous metals, gears, camera bodies, car wheels. Then centrifugal, expensive few shapes, pipes, boilers, flywheels, etc. I hope this is every aspect of the casting is clear to you. I have discussed every aspect of casting in detail, applications, processes, special casting methods, molding sands, and all other aspects I have covered well. Still, you have queries or clarifications, you may get in touch on my phone. Okay, so for the time being, I am signing off. Bye, see you.